Hey guys, it's Legendary Narwhal back again, and today we're doing what I believe is going to be the last Planetside video. This one is going to be base layout and information, basically is what this is going to be. So, first off, you see this giant thing right here. Where I am right now is I'm on the continent of Amerish, and I'm in Verica, which is an amp station, and this is the capital of this planet. You can see it's got this box-like shield around it here, and you see none of the other bases have that. Every continent has one. If I go here, you see right here it's on this base. If I go here, you see it's on this base, so every continent has a capital. And the point of the capital is it has this massive shield over it. Okay, not this yellow thing right here. This is different. I'll explain this in a moment. But this big blue shield right here. What this means is that no other empire can shoot through it or travel through it. It's like they're running into a wall. They cannot get in. It is impossible. There used to be a glitch with the router teleportation pad where if you kind of deployed it right next to it, you had a chance to teleport inside of it. But I believe that glitch has since been fixed. So there should be no way to get inside. And with the capital, I guess first we would have to talk about the Lattice network. What you see all these lines on the screen here between bases, this is the Lattice network. So if it's blue, it means that NC owned both bases. If it was red, it would mean that Terran Republic owned both of these, and if it was purple, it would mean that the Vanu Sovereignty owned both of these. So I would not be able to hack using that. However, if it's yellow, as you see here or up here, that means that whatever's on the other end of this warp gate, we can hack. Because this is yellow, we can go through this warp gate, we can hack anything that is on the other side. That also means that whoever's on the other side can come through and hack us at this location, or this location down here, or this one. So you need to have a link to a base in order to hack it. There are two kinds of bases. If you see these little clock symbols here, what that means is it is a hack and hold facility. You hack it and you have to hold it for 15 minutes. If you see these flags, then it is an LLU. And basically all that is it's like capture the flag. You hack the base and a flag will spawn, and then it will tell you to bring that flag to one of your bases that is linked to it. So it could tell you to bring it here to Onatha, it could tell you to bring it here to Sungray, or it could tell you to bring it all the way down here to Seaton, which it would probably do. Most of the time, LLUs are a dick like that, and they make you travel a very, very long ways in order to actually deliver it. So, with this Lattice system, there's really a limit to what you can hack on a continent. In Planetside 2, they're doing away with the Lattice system, and they're going to be implementing it a little bit differently. The map will be made of hex tile grid-based things, and you'll be able to hack basically whatever you want. It'll just take longer if it's not something that's immediately next to your own territory. So, that's really it for the Lattice network. It's not complicated. So what we're going to do now basically is if you double click on any base, you see this panel come up. Okay? So first we'll talk about the facility status. Control room, generator, respawn tubes, NTU silo, and network. So the first thing we're going to look at is the NTU silo, which is immediately over here. Just run over to it. So what this is this is what powers the base. Okay? As you can see right now, it is at 100% power. Most of these bases are at 100%. Some of them, like this one over here, this one is at 80. Okay? The other ones are all at 100. That one's at 80. So what this is for is basically any time that you use a terminal, pull a vehicle, anything like that, you use up a little bit of power. Now, it's so small that really it's insignificant, honestly. The only thing that you really need to worry about is someone dropping your generator. If your generator is down, then this power will drain much faster. Okay? So the fastest way to drain a base of power is to destroy the generator and to destroy all other terminals. That will make it drain very quickly. There are also viruses that you can input into the mainframe, which is what the network is. So we're going to move on and get to that next. And that's inside the base. Excuse me for my little snifflings here and there. I do have allergies. It's very early in the morning. Medicine hasn't quite kicked in yet. But I felt like recording it because something happened to the game. Something happened. Planetside 1 went free to play. Or is going free to play on the 1st of July. I don't know if it's already happened yet. I think it is going to happen. Or it might have already happened. I don't know. Either way, this game is now free to play. Everybody can sign up for it and just hop on and get to play. And hopefully it'll get you psyched for Planetside 2, which is, I mean, it's their point for doing it. I'm glad they're doing it. I have also heard that the free-to-play was going to be kind of for the month of July, and then at the end of July, at the end of that month, the beta was going to start for Planetside 2. That's what I've heard. I've heard the beta is going to come about a month after the free-to-play, so that would be end of July. Seems like a long time off. Waiting very eagerly for that. Okay. This is the main terminal. Now, I can't access this in any way, because I'm not a squad leader and I'm not a very advanced hacker, like in data corruption and things like that. But what this is a squad leader can come here and you can use this to basically like bind all your squad mates to this base so they can spawn here. I think you can issue a command from here. I'm not 100% sure. But the main focus of this is for hackers with the data corruption certification. You can come here. Whoa! Excuse me. As I said, allergies, bear with me. I will try to get through this with the minimal amount of sneezing possible. Oh boy. So, data corruption, you come here, you access this with the T-Rec, and what this will then do is it'll pop up a little box, a menu, with a couple different options. And those options are all different viruses that you can input to the base. There's a couple different ones. One of the main ones is eliminating the radar of your enemy. So the enemy won't have any radar at all. That, in my opinion, is by far the most useful. There's another, which is, it allows anyone to use an equipment terminal. So it basically hacks all the equipment terminals in a base so your own empire can pull stuff out. That's not really nearly as critical, because if you're in an enemy base for any length of time, you probably either have the base on pretty good lockdown, or you're trying to take it. And if you're trying to take a base, you're gonna die a lot. So I don't really think there's going to be a huge need for you to be resupplying yourself from an equipment terminal over and over again. There's another one that'll unlock all the doors. Now, most doors, like you see these interior doors here, most interior doors you can simply pass through. In fact, I'll go over to this door up here on the balcony. This is an interior door. I can just pass through it. It doesn't matter who I am, I can just pass through. This door, however, is an exterior door. You see here it has a lock on it. I can pass through it because I'm NC. However, the other empires would not be able to go through this door. They would need to go in their inventory, pull out a remote electronics kit, and they would have to go up and hack the door. Okay? I don't need to do that, because this is my base. Another one that it has is an accelerated drain on the NTU silo that we just talked about outside. So the fastest way to drain the power would be to destroy every terminal in the base and the generator, and put the Drain Into You virus into the main terminal, into the network. So if you look at a base and you see network and it does not say normal, then that means there is a virus there. Okay? I don't believe it tells you what it is. It might, but if it's not normal, then something's wrong and you need to fix it quick. Control room is what we're going to do next, because on an amp station, which is what we're at, the control console is actually located on the roof. It's up here. Now, different base layouts have things in different places. On this amp station here, the control console is on the roof. As you can imagine, that makes it pretty damn hard to defend, because you're all inside the base. What if they take the courtyard? What if they've got a lot of vehicles in the courtyard camping all the doorways, not letting you come out? Which happens very, very, very frequently. Well, you're gonna be hard pressed to get guys into your own control console, whereas they're just running up the stairs of the courtyard walls, walking over the catwalk, and all of a sudden they're there. Or they're dropping people off an aircraft and just landing on the roof of it. So it's very hard to defend. On a biolaboratory, the generator is on the roof. The fucking generator is on the roof. I don't know who designed a biolaboratory, but to have the one thing that is linked to powering all your equipment terminals, all of your other base functions, your door locks, your wall turrets, your respawn tubes, everything controlling all that is just on the roof, just for the picking. So, biolaboratories are very hard to defend as well. Most people, most empires are not going to blow the generator immediately. It is true that blowing the generator of a base, I believe, when you capture the base, you will get less rewards for it if you blow the generator. You get the most rewards if you take the base where you don't destroy the generator, because that means they can still spawn at the base basically the entire time, and it provides more of a challenge for you. So if you destroy the generator, that's pretty much, if you just walk into a base and blow up the generator right off the bat, that's pretty much a dick move. Most people don't bother to do it. Most people will fight over the base. I mean, because the fight is fun. The fight is why you're here. If you destroy the generator, then every time you kill someone, that's it. They're spawning somewhere else. They're not going to be spawning here. They can't. So, most people aren't going to do that. But I'll show you the generator here in a moment. So this is the control console. Right here. And every control console is different. They all look the same. However, it might not be in a room like this. It definitely won't be in a room like this. Okay, it'll always be located in a different area. In most bases, it will be in the basement. And what we're going to go do now is we're going to take a look at the generator and the respawn tubes. Those are all located downstairs. So with the control console, you go up to it with a rec and you hack it. If you're not certified in any type of hacking, it's going to take you quite a while to do. However, once you do, then you only have to hold it for 15 minutes, or an LLU will spawn, and you will have to take that flag to your own base. This is an interior door with a door lock. That's because this is an important room. This is the respawn room, so it does have a lock. Other empires cannot just walk in here. We have 3 respawning tubes. You can come in using rockets and blow this up and destroy it, and then blow this up and destroy it, and blow this up and destroy it. So you can leave the generator up and still destroy the tubes. You can do that. And some people do end up doing that. There are 3 equipment terminals here so that you can run over resupply. There's lockers over here. Lockers are... they're really important to have certain things in. As you can see, I have a lot of kind of cavern weapons in mine, because if we don't have a cavern lock to this base, and I'll explain locks after we're done with this base, then I won't be able to pull these out of the terminal. I have a couple enemy weapons in here. I've got a bunch of TR weaponry. I've got some ammo for a VS weapon that I used and then died with. The main things, though, is that I've got a nano dispenser and some jammer grenades. What this nano dispenser means is if somebody destroys all of our equipment terminals, someone blows them all up, and we're still spawning, then we're all spawning in the most basic shitty gear, and we can't get any new gear. We can't even get the new gear to repair it to get our new gear. So I can go over to my locker, which are indestructible. Lockers cannot be destroyed, and even if the generator goes down, you can still open your locker. I can pull out my nano dispenser, I can repair the terminals, and then go and put it back. Or if the generator goes down, like if I spawn, a bunch of people spawn, and then in between, or maybe we manage to get our gear, but then the generator goes down. No one else can spawn, so we need to go in our chat for our Empire and say, hey, hold up, don't spawn anywhere, we've got this. Just hang on for a second. Because what usually happens is if you blow up a generator, people want to get back into the game. So what they'll do is they'll say, oh man, they downed the gen, okay, well I'll spawn over here. And now they're attacking the base from the outside. If they just wait for us to go over, get out our repair guns, and then charge downstairs and fight our way to the generator and repair it, then they can spawn back here again. They're right in the center of the fight again. So it does pay off to be a little bit patient. Below this, you see there's a little room back here. Again, this door does not have a lock. And that is because this door does. Right here. So there is no way to get into the spawn room without hacking it if you're another Empire. Okay? You saw one of these in the lobby. There's one here as well. What these are, this is a med terminal, and you can stand on it, and if I was damaged, it would repair me. I can't really shoot. I can't shoot myself with this, so I can't really damage myself at the moment to try that out. But it would light up, it would repair your health, it would repair your armor. It's usually never ever used because everyone has handheld versions of the same thing. So these really don't have much purpose, to be perfectly honest. Over here you see this helpful little icon, generator. Now in this particular base there are two entrances. There's this entrance here you can see on my minimap, and then over here there is another. They are both very clearly labeled. You see no locks on them. That is because there is a lock on this door here, the final one. You unlock it, you go inside, and this is the generator. Okay? This is what powers the entire base. If someone shoots it, you will see a message. Or not. Normally, you would see a message saying your generator is under attack. Apparently you don't. If I shoot it. If I shot it with a rocket, it would probably go off, but anyway. This is the room that you would end up holding if it was really a last-ditch effort. If they had hacked your terminal, if they were pushing in on your spawn room, if they were going to take your base and you knew it, then all your Empire that's left would all come down here. You'd hunker down. Most people would go here, third person it so they can see the door, wait for someone to come in, and then you would go ahead and light them up. Or they would hide over here, same kind of thing. I can peek around the corner there. They come in, bam, shoot them here. This is what would be called a gen hold, if your Empire was holding the generator room. And if they were about to take the base, what you would do is you would all hunker down in here, and you would turn around and blow it up. So then, even though they took the base, they wouldn't be able to use it for anything. They wouldn't be able to spawn, they wouldn't be able to pull any vehicles, they wouldn't be able to resupply their ammo, they wouldn't be able to do anything until they came in here and beat all of you and repaired it. If there's enough of you, it can hold them off for a little while. Probably not much. So we did the control console, we did the generator, we did the respawn tubes, we did the NTU silo, and we talked about the network. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about these modules here. So for that, we're going to need to go all the way back up to the lobby. Now, for first-time players, it is going to be very confusing navigating your way around these bases if you don't know where you're going. If you play this game for a while, then you're going to know exactly where things are, so you're not going to get lost, really. All the bases are laid out differently. An amp station is laid out different than an interlink. Interlink's laid out different than dropship, than bio, than tech, than everything, really. They're all laid out differently. So if you don't know your way around, then it's going to be tough. So now what we're going to do is you see a couple of them blinking over there, and there was a few blinking right over here behind me. So this is a cradle on the ground here for a module. So right now there is a shield module here. Vehicle, pain, speed, healing, and equipment. Okay, so I can show off one of those to you right now. Well, the speed one is actually already in motion. I'm running a little faster than I would normally be running. You probably can't tell. I can't really tell either, honestly, but it's true. Here, I'll go with this. So as you can see, I have cavern weapons on my back. That is because we have an equipment module in here. Right here, equipment module. So all those modules I just talked about, they're all listed here. And then over here is hours, over here is minutes. So we have all these modules for about 10 more hours. Modules give you very long-lasting benefits. Okay, and they provide the benefits here. They're installed here. This is where they're installed. However, their benefits are shared over links. Lattice benefit, this base gets it all. Okay, and then Azaban, Lattice benefit, they get it. Tumas, they get it. Onatha, they get it. Every base linked to this base will get it. So what people will do is they will install modules in the continent's capital. This way, the other empires can't get at them to steal them. To get into a capital, you see these lines are green. Any enemy, it doesn't matter who, but you would need to lose 3 of these 4 bases in order for the shield to drop and this base to become vulnerable. You would need to lose 3 of these first. So as long as you're holding on to 2 that are linked here, they will not be able to get in. So the equipment module allows you to pull out cavern weapons even if you do not have a lock. And what a lock means is you see Anwin right here. This is a geo-warp leading into a cave. And you see the line is yellow. That means we do not have what's on the other end. So let's look at Anwin. Okay, it's completely red. Terran Republic right now own Anwin. So what this means is if I click on Anwin, you see they own everything. Okay? These yellow lines out here are things that they can hack us and that we can hack them. We could hack these things. We could. But this solid red leading to Hassan means that if we look at Hassan, Anwin's right here, links straight over to Nam, you see Lattice benefit. Now that's because here in Vultan, they have installed modules. However, even if there were no modules here at all, then all these bases would still get all of those benefits because of this link to a completely controlled or locked cavern. That's what we mean by a cave lock. If you lock out a cave with all your empire, then it will provide all of the module benefits to anything that is linked to it. Okay? So right now we do not have a cave lock, but we have an equipment module so we can pull out things like that. So, next module. Let's do this. Well, we were talking about speed module. It makes you run a little faster. Shield module. Let's go and see that in action first. Never mind. What the fuck am I doing? So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hurt myself. Okay? Just damage myself down a little bit. Now, if I move over, watch my health. You can see it going up very slowly. That's the healing mod. Okay, that's the healing module. And then what this does in action, I guess you can see it now. Just heals up my health right there. Okay. Another important thing about the equipment mod that I need to mention is this is the Maelstrom. Now, I'm going to go ahead and lob a whole bunch of grenades over here. Look at my ammo. You see it kind of fluctuating up and down a little bit weirdly. I'm going to stop shooting. My ammo just completely restored itself. My ammo's beginning to completely restore itself. If you have an equipment module, cavern weapons essentially have unlimited ammunition. You don't have to reload because they will begin to refill the clip by themselves. In the case of the radiator, you just watch the ammo. It doesn't really even go down, really, because by the time I shoot my next couple, it just restores it again, all the way back to max. So, you can fire the radiator unlimited, really. Just over and over again. The Maelstrom you can't just hold down all the time, but if you give it a few seconds it will restore. So that's the final thing for the equipment module. Healing module, talked about that, showed it to you in action. Speed module, talked about that. Vehicle module, that's the same thing as an equipment module. It lets me pull out things like the switchblade and the flail. Things that are cavern specific vehicles, I can pull them out of here. Okay, that's really all that means. So, shield module. Honestly, that is the most important one of all. We'll do pain mod last. Shield is the most important of them all. And I'm sure many of you have already guessed or already knew. That is what this yellow one is. This is the shield module in action. Now, if an enemy I can run through at full speed. It's fine. Enemy foot soldiers can go through this, but they are slowed to a walk as they go through. They are slowed down to a walk. So they can't all just charge right in. Also, we cannot shoot out. However, they cannot shoot through either. They have to come through if they want to shoot over here. Over here, all they have is the wall to shoot at. So they can't just pick you off from the road. Most important thing about this, though, as long as we have the module, as long as we do not get hacked, and as long as we have power, this will stay up. Meaning, enemy vehicles cannot drive through here. Enemy vehicles cannot pass. You can fly over. If it wasn't a capital, we wouldn't have this big shield over the top. So you could fly over with aircraft, that's fine. But you cannot drive vehicles through here. So, if you have a shield mod, then tanks are not going to be able to come in, drive over here, and then just park with their giant tank cannons pointed square at the door. And then, literally, people do this, and they sit there. They just sit there until the base is taken. They sit there. Or a tank will come over here. It'll pull up right over here, and it'll just shoot at this door over and over and over, and they won't stop. So many people in this game just camp doorways with vehicles. Even once their empire is inside fighting, they will still be here staring at this door, just waiting for a red name to come out to shoot with a giant tank cannon. So many people camp like that in this game, and it's disgusting. But there's nothing that anyone can really do about it. If you have this, they can't do that. They can't drive in and camp your doors. So, usually, if you have this, then your base is not going to be lost for a long time, if at all. On the flip side, if you don't have this, if their empire sends a lot of shit your way, they're probably going to kick you off of the walls very quickly. Because once their vehicles get inside, yeah, the people on the wall are going to try and destroy them, but that means they're not focused outside anymore like they were before. So more stuff comes in and more stuff comes in, and no one can come out and resupply the walls with more people because they're just going to get shot up by the vehicles. So shield modules very, very important. Pain will do in just a sec. I realized I didn't mention wall turrets, so I will talk about wall turrets very briefly. Up the stairs. Here we go. Wall turret. So you have one of these at each corner, basically, and you have them on either side of a gate. They're single-seaters. They have infinite ammunition. Very fast fire rate. Okay. Now, as you see, I cannot shoot through this. They can't shoot through, and neither can we. So, if this wasn't here, then on the road, if there was a tank, I could be lighting him up. This doesn't do a lot of damage to armor. It kills infantry and aircraft very quickly. It doesn't do a lot of damage to armor, but it has a fast fire rate. If you hold this down on one target for a while, they're gonna die. Okay? And notice, you can indeed point these all the way backwards. I can shoot at things that are in my own courtyard. If enemy infantry came through that gate, I could sit here, and if they try and come up the stairs, nope. Just drill them as soon as they try to come out. These can be destroyed. These can also be upgraded. They can be upgraded with a flak anti-air add-on or a tank cannon anti-vehicle add-on. And then it would be like alternate firing modes, like on here you could switch. Okay? That's really it for the wall turrets. They're not all that complicated. So we're going to go ahead and walk in here towards the spawn room. We'll go to the spawn room. And all I'm going to do is kind of talk about it, because the pain field is something that I can't show off being on this empire, because it won't affect me. But what the pain field means is, by default, there is a pain field in your spawning room and in your generator. If an enemy soldier goes into your spawn room, they will begin to take constant damage to their health. Constant, steady damage. Simply by standing here. Because this room will be in a pain field. You don't experience any pain because it's yours. This is your empire. But they will feel quite a bit of it. The same thing goes down here for the generator. That's up, back to the top. The same thing goes down here for the generator. See, even people that have played this for a long time, if you stop playing for a while, you're going to forget where stuff is. You're going to get confused. In the generator here, there is another pain field. There is no pain field in the CC, the control console. There is no pain field there. However, there is a pain field in here. So, if you're trying to blow this up, then you better do it quick, or you better do it in shifts. You can see on F3, I have what is called Sensor Shield. If you put on Sensor Shield, then you become immune to the pain field. However, your stamina's draining instead now. If your stamina drains all the way, you can't run, and it'll also deactivate your Sensor Shield. So you're going to take damage from the pain mod, and you won't be able to run, so then you've got to walk out of it, and you're taking more and more and more damage. Really, all that the pain module does is it makes the pain field stronger. That's really all that it does, is it just improves it in both locations. Something I did not say. When you destroy the generator, it will say that the generator has overloaded, and it will give you a warning to get out of the room. I mean, they're not total dicks about it. They tell you what's about to happen. They tell you, hey, this has overloaded, and if you stay within this door, anywhere within this door, anywhere in this room, that will blow up and you will instantly die. There is no way to survive it. Absolutely none. It is impossible. So you need to clear out of the room. After you blow it up, you need to clear out. Wait for it to blow, then go back inside. You are not safe here. Even though there's a little window, you will die. If you are here, you will die. Okay? you are safe here. You are not safe here. Now, there is a terminal, a generator terminal, and all that this is for is if you are a advanced hacker, a really, really advanced hacker, then you can boost pain fields artificially. Without having pain modules installed, you could boost it up to be stronger, kind of like you had a pain module. I think it stacks with the pain module, so you could make it like a super pain field, but it would only last for a certain amount of time. It doesn't cost you any resources, so you could come back and do it over and over, but it's not horribly useful, really. You see right there the message on the screen, a couple caverns shifted. There are several different caverns in the game, and now you see this means it's a door to a respawn room, and you can even see the arrow, stairs going up. So they have signs to kind of help you along, but you really need to know where you're going. You need to learn where you're going. The main continents are always there. They're always here, they're always available. However, the caverns cycle through. There are more caverns than just these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 total. And they cycle through. There's not always going to be 4 active caves. Sometimes there is. Now, you see here, when they cycle through, they cycled Hunhao out, I believe, and they cycled Byblos in. Now, Byblos was ours. So now you see these bases here, Sizer, Sarish, and Cirrus. These are locked to the Vanu. They own everything. And this is locked to the TR. They own everything. However, we can now go there because we have a link out of this geo warp. We already had links. We didn't need it. But now we have multiple ones. And that means that if we take this one base, it's going to have all the benefits from the cave. So it's going to be really hard for them to kick us out. On this planet, Ishundar, where the fight is currently at, we have it now, to Hanish. As long as we do not lose Hanish, you see here Cavern Lock. We get all these benefits because of Cavern Lock. That's the little green symbol there on all these bases. As long as we do not lose Hanish, we will maintain the benefits in all 3 of these. So that's going to be really good. Okay, I'm trying to think if I really missed anything. I think that was pretty much it. I think what I'm going to do is, however, I'm going to recall, and we're going to go to Sanctuary, and I'm going to do implants as well. I don't want to do a whole separate video for implants because there's not that many. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so here we are. We are back in the Sanctuary, and let me just get in something that's a little quicker to run in. And we'll go inside and I'll show you the implant terminal. Because implants are the last thing to talk about really in this game. And I don't want to make a separate video for them because they'll probably only take like 5 minutes to talk about. So this is the implant terminal. There are 2 of them. Biolaboratories on a planet. Biolaboratories have these in the basement, and they have certification terminals in the basement. Only base that does, beside your Sanctuary. So you can resupply. It's pretty nice. Now you walk up, you hop in, and right now I can put in 3. 3 is the maximum number that you can put on yourself. Now you get your first one at 6, your second one at 12, and your third one at 18. So before level 6 you can't do any of this. After 6 you'll have at least 1 to worry about. Enhanced targeting. This allows you to see the health of enemy characters and the armor, and you can tell how many people are in vehicles. You cannot normally tell that. If you are just a regular normal soldier walking around, you cannot just glance at someone in all this armor and say, oh, well, he's got like 50% of his HP left. You can't just look at a vehicle that's running and say, oh, well, don't worry, it's only the driver, he has no gunners. Or, oh shit, they have like 5 people in that, run away. So you need this in order to tell. as you can see, I have this. I leave it active constantly because it drains no stamina at all. It drains nothing. Now, the one thing that it also does that it does not say is that it gives you a zoom. It gives you one extra zoom function. Okay. Now, this is different, range magnifier. Instead of using a weapon zoom, you use this implant to zoom, and you can zoom all the way to 12 times. I don't know why you'd need to zoom that far, I guess if you're a sniper, but usually 8 is enough for me when I snipe, personally. Anyway, sensor shield, as you see here, it masks you from motion sensors, mosquitoes that fly over you, and then all radars, pretty much every radar. It says most, but really it's everything. So if you use something, then it won't work. You can't do anything. If you get hit, it will also temporarily not work, meaning everyone can see you. So it consumes stamina. What it does not say is it protects you from a pain field. It does not mention that, but it does. Surge, it just makes you go faster. You cannot use anything while surging. If you do, it will turn it off, and the heavier armor you have, the faster your stamina will drain using this. So if you're an infiltrator, you can use this for a very long time because you really don't have any armor. Infiltration is the lightest of them all. Audio amplifier. Basically, if you turn this on, it'll drain a little bit of stamina, and it's kind of like a very personal super radar. If they are running and they do not have sensor shield, then you will be able to see them on your minimap, okay, which is pretty cool. Dark light vision, your normal vision drops way down. All you'll see is like fog beyond 10 feet. However, it'll light up cloakers like a fucking Christmas tree. And 99% of people that play have this, and it really pisses me off when I do cloaking. Melee booster. This is a very niche kind of thing. It will drain your stamina whenever you swing it, however, it makes your knife hit much harder. If you pull out your knife, and you right-click to engage the secondary firing mode, and your melee booster is activated, then when you swing one time, it will do the damage of a bolt driver shot from a sniper rifle. Meaning, you will drop their HP down to like 30% in a single swing, and their armor will be damaged a little bit too. If you use this and the secondary mode of a knife, you can two-shot just about anybody. Okay? However, it's hard to do. You need to be right next to them, and usually you can't do that unless you're invisible, like a cloaker. If you're a cloaker, you don't have any armor. You hit them once, they turn around, spray you, you're dead. But you can kill with this. A lot of people do. I've done it as well. A lot of people do that. There are achievements for melee killing, stuff like that. Personal shield. I hate people that take this. It's almost as bad as dark light. What this does is when you activate it, it'll start to drain your stamina slowly. However, it will take your stamina, also whatever's left as it drains, and turn it into basically an extra shield. So your stamina will take the damage, as opposed to your health and your armor. So, I guess you could say it's really good for grunts and stuff if you're just going to run in and fight all the time on the ground. But, keep in mind, for one-on-one, yeah, that's okay. But for a lot of people, if you win against one person, great. But you probably have no stamina now. Meaning not only can you not use any more implants, but you can't run. You're going to be a very easy target for everybody else. So just don't do it. Regeneration, if you toggle this on, it will take your stamina and convert it into health. This is good for, I guess a cloaker would be the best example. If you do not have medical, or if you don't want to carry it around because it takes up 1/5 of your total space, if you don't want to carry it around, and you don't want to reveal yourself to heal, you can just kind of crouch in a corner and activate this for a little while. And you will gain health for losing stamina. And that's fine, because your stamina regenerates, and it regenerates fairly quickly. So you can use this to kind of patch yourself up artificially in between encounters if you don't have medical. Second Wind, I used this a couple times. It's okay. If you're about to die, if you're about to take a killing blow, it'll automatically boost your health and stamina a little bit higher. so that you can fight on a little bit longer. I don't remember exactly how high the boost is. I believe it's around 30 to 40. It's not a lot. It's around 40 or so. And then it's got a little internal cooldown before it can be used again. And that's it. Those are all the implants that exist in the game. There's not that many. They're just supplementary to your playstyle. They can help you out with a bunch of different things. I typically always have Surge, Sensor Shield, and Enhanced Targeting on because in my opinion those are the most useful. You don't really need Dark Light because you can see cloakers most of the time if they're not standing stock still anyway. I don't really find a need for a range magnifier because I already have enough on whatever given weapon I have, and I have the one bonus from my Enhanced Targeter. I don't need the regeneration because I have med. I don't need the second wind because usually if I get into a fight where I'm about to take a killing blow, then I'm going to die regardless. If I win 1v1, I usually win pretty convincingly. And then if I don't, then, well, I don't, obviously. So I really find no use for those. Personal shield, as I said, I don't like it. You're not able to run after a single fight. So it's really a one-shot wonder kind of thing. I don't like it at all. So, those are my implants. I went over all the different terminals in a base. Again, the layouts of bases change, and the benefits that you have also change. I'll do benefits real quick because I realize I didn't do that. This down here, all this means is that this is a biolaboratory, okay, Mani. That's a biolaboratory. If that was the only base we had, then we would have faster respawn, okay? Now this gives faster respawn to everything that's linked to it, so it shares the benefit of being a biolaboratory. Over here, this amp station, it shares giving your vehicles external shields with everything that's linked to it. Dropship center. It gives you vehicle repair capability. The base itself can repair vehicles. There are little terminals in the walls that repair the vehicles. If you have an interlink facility, it gives all the bases very high enhanced radar. You can see just about everything with this enhanced radar. It's very powerful. Advanced vehicles. If you have a tech plant linked up, then you can pull things like your faction-specific second tanks, your Armored Assault 2 tanks, like the Vanguard, the Prowler, the Mag Rider. You can pull faction-specific buggies, like the Enforcer, or the Marauder, or the Thresher. You cannot normally do those if you do not have advanced vehicles. You cannot normally do that. If you have advanced vehicles, then you can. So that's really what all these benefits mean, and that's all the ones there are. There's only 5 different kinds of bases, meaning there's only 5 different layouts that you have to kind of learn and remember. And that's it. About 50-minute video. That's not too bad. So this, as far as I know, marks the end of my Planetside 1 coverage. I will probably not bother posting anything else for Planetside 1. I really want to try to get back on a normal uploading schedule, mostly because I don't like looking at a playlist. For a good example would be Warlock Master of the Arcane, and seeing a playlist with like 2 videos in it. I don't like to see that. At least for Legend of Grimrock, I already have 6 or so videos posted. However, I need more. It's a long game. I'm not done yet. So I'm going to get back onto regular upload schedules for that. I'm going to add in Civilization 5 Gods and Kings. In addition to getting on the WoW Pandaria beta. Some people have asked in the comments for those videos to do, I believe it was the Survival Hunter and the Enhancement Shaman. So since those were asked for specifically, I will bump those up in priorities and I will do them very soon. So I will get on and I will do rambling videos for that. But as for Planetside, since it's gone free to play, if there's a lot of people and the fight looks really good, I'll go ahead and record it and post it. But there probably won't be much else. So if all you watch on my channel is Planetside, then there's not really going to be anything else to see until Planetside 2 comes out. So if this is all you watch on my channel, I encourage you to check out everything else, because that's probably what's going to get updated, not this. So there you have it. This has been Legendary Narwhal, and I'll see you guys next time.